What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with my first video of 2020. I apologize, I have not been on lately. My kids, the school system here is insane, man. They get like 2.5 weeks off of school. And let me tell you, when you got a working wife, really, I'm not even going to call my wife the working wife. I'm going to call my wife the sugar mama, since her job is way more important than mine. But the result of that is that it becomes daddy daycare. So finally, it was so pleasant to see them head off on the bus this morning. Oh my God, it was just like, I'm exhausted. So it's been a while since I've had a video, and I have an unexpected arrival today of a couple of boxes. I was not expecting either one today, but I got 2 boxes in, and I just thought we'd unbox them live. And so I got one from CAS, Collector Archive Services, and I was expecting that one, but not today. I sent them money for the shipping, and then they refunded me unexpectedly. I was like, well, I guess they decided to send it with another batch, because I have another batch that should be done any day now. But then the box showed up today, so I don't know what's going on over there, but I didn't pay for shipping, and they sent this back to me. But either way, it's pretty awesome, so I got that in. And then I also got another box in that I was expecting in the next day or two, but that one also showed up a day or two early. This is actually my first purchase of the year, and as I promised in an earlier video, this year I want to try and, well, number one, for this year I really want to focus on getting some more Mint on Card figures. If you're buddies with me off of YouTube, you know that I am trying to get away from loose graded figures since I have so many of them, and I'd like to get, some more Mint on Cards. But the issue there is that's a lot more expensive. So I am, and prices have gone down a little bit, which is nice, but I am trying to do that this year. But this is one that I picked up because this is one figure that has been on my list for this year, and that was to get some more graded Yodas. And if you go back and look at my channel, you'll know that I have, well, it turned out great. I made it here safe. You know that I've got a couple of bootlegs from Mexico, and I also have the Lily Letty made in Mexico, but the licensed figure. And so I did pick up another loose graded Yoda, my first purchase of the year. And like I said, I'm trying to be good, but I did pick this one up. Here he is. This is the Hong Kong orange snake with the light green head. And so this is another one that I've been looking for, and this was a fair price. It's graded out at an 85, near Mint Plus. But, a very common figure. These, I believe, started off on the 32 backs on the Empire Strikes Back cards. But, a fairly common figure. The orange snakes came with the dark green head or this light green head. There's also a gray head, question mark, made in a Cater factory, made in Hong Kong. I'm going to need the Yoda expert on my friends list. Dustin, if you're watching, you can correct me here, but the light green head and dark green head for this orange snake. There's also a brown snake, and there's also a green snake, a dark green snake, but a lot of people think that one is just a discolored brown. But I have seen a few of those graded brown, dark green. So I don't know. I don't know for a fact, but a lot of people say that the brown snakes are just discolored greens. But here he is next to my Lily Letty, so you can see the difference there. This is the Lily Letty. This is the Regresso Lily Letty. There's also a Returno Lily Letty that's earlier and a lot lighter color. Same mold used for the PBP figure in POC, but anyway, this is a nice comparison. These are the only 2 licensed Yodas that I have, but I thought that'd be a nice comparison for the 2 of you, or for everyone to see. But the 2 of these guys are the only 2 licensed ones I have in my collection. But eventually I'd like to get a brown snake, non-Lily Letty, and then I'd like to get the dark green head with the orange snake, and I guess maybe a green snake. I don't know, again, if it's legitimate or not. But anyway, you can kind of see the differences in the face there. He's got the Pac-Man black eyes, and he's got kind of a brownish pupils to his eyes. Obviously, the skin color is quite a bit different, but very nice. So that is the Yoda that I picked up on, I believe I got that one on eBay. But I also got this batch back from Collector Archive Services, and I'm assuming it's 3 loose figures that I've posted on my Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, I've already put pictures of all of these up, but I figured that we would take a look at them. Let me go ahead and put these Yodas up here so you guys can look at those while I get this box open. So I'm just doing it live. I hope you guys don't mind. But let's see what we got. I think there should be three figures in here. 1, 2. We got the Collector Archive Services thing there. Well, I think there's 3 in here. So let's go ahead and take it out and see what we got. But all of these I got in a lot. I got all 3 of these figures in a lot locally from a friend of mine. And he just said, hey, these are really good condition if you want them. They're definitely gradable. And so I got all 3 of them for $40, which I don't know if that's a good deal or not. That seemed like a pretty fair deal to me. So, and then Collector Archive Services had a special going for Thanksgiving with 15% off and also guaranteed 30-day turnaround time for any loose graded figures. So I did send in 3. Here's the first one that I sent in. This is a IG-88. This is my first loose graded IG-88. And so let's take a look at the label here. This is a silver body, deep hollow eyes, no country of origin. And this came back with an 85, so a nice high grade. So if you're looking at his eyes right here, let's see if I can get it to focus, guys. Sorry. My hands. I've had a lot of caffeine. There we go. So if you look at his eyes right there, these 2 dots down here, those are hollow. And with the Hong Kongs, they came as either hollow or filled in. And then with this is a no country of origin, so I assume a Palatoy factory example. But these either came in deep hollow eyes or normal rounded eyes. So these are this one is the deep hollow eyes. And I had somebody on Instagram ask about that. It's like, I've never heard of deep hollow eyes, but yes, there are 2 different versions for the no COO, or 3 different versions. The ones that are just rounded, the ones that are hollow, and then the ones that are deep hollow. So this is the deep hollow, silver body, no COO, I assume Palatoy factory, and it came back with an 85. So this is the first one I've got of IG-88. He also came in the Hong Kongs. He came in silver, like this. He also came in gray. And then there's also a POC, a Spanish POC, and a Spanish PBP with either orange or red eyes. So those are quite a bit more expensive. But, given what I paid for this one, $12, 100% complete, and it came back with an 85, I will take it. So that's the first one. You guys already, if you follow me on Instagram, you already know what the other 2 are, but let me go ahead and get them out while you take a look. So that's the first loose IG-88. I've got him on a 30, I can't remember what it is, 31 or 32 back card, AFA 75 plus, I believe. But I've got, that's really the only IG-88. And I do have a Polish bootleg IG-88, which I've shown in a different video, but that one is still in grading. Okay, next, I've got a Forlam. This is the Hong Kong Forlam with the darker armor. And you've already seen in a previous video, I've got a Forlam with the red armor, Spanish PBP. That one is very rare and very pricey. But here is the standard, excuse me. This is the standard Hong Kong 2-line LFL. You can see right here, it's a Hong Kong. It came back with an 80 plus. And I think the reason it did not get the 85 is because it's got some nose rub, very minimal, but a little bit of nose rub. The cape and everything else is in good shape. The cape on the back had some, well, they got most of it off, but this thing was covered with some brown gunk, but they got most of it off. Collector Archive Services, as I mentioned, does do a cleaning. There's one little stain there. But in general, it's a great figure. And let's do a comparison. And I've got this on my Instagram already, but this is the Spanish PBP versus the Hong Kong. So you can see the color difference in the armor. That's the most obvious difference. The weapon mold is a little bit different. It's a little bit different. I can't remember which one's which, but I believe the Hong Kong one has is a little bit wider. It's the thicker weapon. It looks pretty much the same to me, but it's maybe just a little bit wider. And then you can see the breathing apparatus is different. That's a darker black versus the matte kind of grayish on the Hong Kong. I've already gone through a lot of this stuff on my channel. Now, some people are saying, I've seen it go both ways, but the interior, I'm telling you, I've done so much research on this, so I don't care what anyone else says. They're wrong, and I'm right. The interior weave on the cape, on the robe for the Hong Kong has a greenish tint to it. And the one for the PBP has a whitish tint. So, I've heard say, no, that's not true. That's not true. I'm telling you, it's true. I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm telling you that the Hong Kong has a greenish tint to the weave on the inside of the robe, and the PBP does not. So the other big noticeable difference, if you look at the head plastic, not the eyes or the mouth, but the actual head, you can see how much lighter color the Hong Kong is. It's a pretty noticeable difference, and that is all through the body of the figure. It's a much lighter color. This is like a tannish yellow on the PBP versus the Hong Kong. It's a much lighter color. So the breathing apparatus, the armor, the darker yellow, the weapon length or width difference, and then the weave of the cape. So I've already covered a lot of that stuff, but there you go. So anyway, so I've got that one. At some point, I may upgrade the Hong Kong here, but I've already got an 85 UKG graded one, so I probably won't. And then the last one I got back from CAS is a Lando Calrissian, and this is a tri-logo, no COO. I mean, they call it single scar. Excuse me. It's a single scar where the Hong Kong usually is. But here he is, and you can see how they label it. They label it as Palatoy Star Wars Lando with teeth, no COO, one line, single scar. So it's not a PBP. A PBP has a very, very deep gash on the back of the leg where the country of origin is. This one does not have that. It's more of a rub. It's more of a more subtle rub. Now this came. He showed me the bubble. He had it in a. On a Kenner card. I can't remember if it was a 77 or a 65 back, but he had dropped it and it came popping through the bubble. So it was a cracked bubble. But anyway, he gave me this one, the Hong Kong 4-LOM, and then the IG-88, and I think I paid $40 total. So pretty good deal, another 90 or so to grade them. So $130 got me 3 graded figures. Which very fair, especially because this came back with a 90. I mean, it's a brand new figure right off the card. So this is the Palatoy, and then I also have the this is the China raised bar. You can see the slight differences in the face there. This is the China, much darker body, or at least the shirt is. The skin color is a lot darker. So that's the China raised bar. China, raised bar China. That's an 85. I got this for $35 shipped on eBay. $35, already graded. So that was an awesome deal. And then this is the Palatoy. And then this one is the Hong Kong No Smile. This is the No Teeth Hong Kong 85. So this is the Hong Kong on your right. This is the Hong Kong No Smile. There is also a Hong Kong with a smile. I do not have that figure. So, really nice to be able to see them compare, the comparison there. The skin color is fairly close. Not much difference in my opinion, but anyway, there is a Hong Kong with a smile and then the Hong Kong no teeth like this one. There's obviously a Lily Letty made in Mexico. There are two different Spanish POC versions, one with a black neck and one with a brown neck. And then there's also the PBP, later Spanish release. I don't have all 3 of those. I'd love to get them eventually, but I do not have any of those Spanish figures. But anyway, so that's really all I had for you. I just thought you'd like to take a look at them. Really nice to be able to I'm going to try and stack these without them toppling over here. Let's see if we can do it. There we go. There we go. Oh, look at that. That's awesome. I got them all in the camera. There we go. So anyway, that was my little haul for today. It was kind of unexpected, but nice to see. But it's kind of nice to be able to compare the Hong Kong with the light green head, orange snake, with the Lily Letty, with the brown snake, much darker skin color. We got the PBP versus the Hong Kong forelams. And then we got the China raised bar, the Palatoy, and the Hong Kong no teeth. So kind of a smorgasbord of figures here, but I'm trying to get away from loose graded figures this year, but I couldn't pass up that deal for 3 really nice high grade figures for $40, and then about another, I guess after shipping, I didn't pay shipping though. I paid shipping there, so it's 30, 40, 60, 90, about $140 altogether, including the grading costs for those 3 figures, which I think is a pretty good deal. I mean, I'll take that deal all day long. So anyway, pretty awesome. Again, I got an 85 on the Hong Kong Yoda, AFA, and then the rest of them were CAS. I got the 85 no COO silver IG88. I got a 90 on the Palatoy Lando, and then an 80 plus on the Hong Kong Forlam. So I got a really nice month plan, so stay tuned. I know I've been offline for about 3 weeks, but for those of you who watch the channel, stay tuned because I do have some really cool stuff. I do have a lot coming back here, hopefully in the next month or so. So there'll be lots of unboxings, and I'll try to be a little bit better about at least once a week or so getting on here and talking about some of the different variants in my collection. But anyway, I hope everyone has a great start to the new year, and thanks for watching.